Chalk. Jump, motherfucker, jump, motherfucker, jump.
Trump, motherfucker, Trump, motherfucker, Trump.
Yo, you just ruined a great song.
Oh, no, I didn't. I made it better.
Trump, motherfucker, Trump, motherfucker, Trump.
Donald Trump, KKK, sexist, racist, anti-gay. Donald Trump, KKK, sexist, racist, anti-gay.
Oh my god.
That's what the chants are.
You just made it up?
No,
No,
that's what they're chanting
that's-
down in this fucking
Donald
cities.
Trump, KKK.
Sexist, racist, anti-gay.
Ah. Trump, KKK.
Sexist, racist, anti-gay.
That's fucking stupid. Fucking true though. God damn.
I don't know, man. So, okay, so episode 46 of the show.
Sup, motherfucker.
You know what I
My
fucking...
loves.
You know what I hate?
What?
Just to get this started right.
Just to get started with hate, because we hate everything
People
here.
in Walmart who their carts are coming towards each other, and then one's like on the right side, one's on the left side, but then one kind of makes a move to the other side, and the other one does too, and then they're blocked, and then they're like, you know how you do that when people are walking, and then one person goes, do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? I saw that in Walmart with people with their carts, and the blood pressure skyrockets, the heart rate goes up.
You start seeing red,
Yeah.
like you're
Do you have,
fist
you know,
clenched.
that happens, that's happened to everybody, like you're trying to go through a doorway and you're like, you don't know which way to go, and they're like, do you want to dance?
Oh yeah. I
Wanna
don't say.
fuck-
Do you
want to fight me? Do you want to fight me?
No, it's a dance off. I don't do that. I don't really want to dance, but I'm like, what's happening? You know.
I just started apologizing. I'm sorry.
You do? I'm sorry. Well, that's because you're very passive aggressive.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I'm sorry, and then
Sorry.
you walk past him, and you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm like, I
will
hate that guy.
Shank that bitch.
Yeah.
Right now. Oh.
Was that supposed to be Psycho?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to be psycho.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Dude.
knew what I was talking about.
I hate if this here. Okay. If the next 4 years of Trump's presidency
Or anything like what it's been.
or anything like it has been, I cannot stay on social media.
Oh yeah, it's been fucking nightmare on social media. Like Facebook won't
And
shut the fuck
if
up.
I do stay on it, it's going to have to be seriously filtered because I seriously don't give a fuck already. I don't care. I don't want to hear his name again, and I'm screwed because I'm going to hear it for the rest of my life.
For the rest of the next 4 years.
And the rest of my life. They're going to be talking, I'm going to hear about Obama for the rest of my life. I'm going to hear about Trump for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't mind hearing about Obama for the rest of my life.
I'm still okay with that. With Trump, I already don't care. You're scrolling down your feed on Facebook, and it's one article saying he signed this bill, it's going to be awesome. The next article, he's building a wall, it's going to suck. He signed this bill, it's going to be awesome. He's going to build a wall, it's going to suck. And you're just going, and everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got their own special opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has it. Everyone's is a little bit different,
Yeah.
and everybody's got it, and they want to share it. They want to share it to you and the world.
And you're just tired of hearing it.
And I don't want to hear it. I hate it. And then I see a track list for an album I'm looking forward to, and I'm like, I'll share that because I want to know about that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't give
put
a fuck about the politics.
You put up you put up something you were excited about some kind of album that's
Yeah.
coming out soon. What was that one again?
Uh,
All I remember is it had
it is-
Eminem on it.
Yeah, it was a Big Sean album called I Decided. It's out today. It's very good. It's good.
And it has is Eminem throughout the album?
No, just one song.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'll
good.
let's listen.
Um,
I like that. So,
But it's like, I just don't. I know you're supposed to care about politics, but I don't care. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a bad person. I'll pay my taxes.
you know what's really
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna share my opinion on social media, and I respect the people that don't do that either.
Well, everyone can't be like you. You know, we can't.
But
be just
everyone
chill.
doesn't care about your opinion.
They do with their friend list. That's why they have a
No,
friend
I
list.
don't.
They're like, hey friends, this is what I'm thinking about. Now, granted, it gets annoying. I'm
Aren't you
getting
supposed to
tired of
not
it.
discuss politics with friends?
No, that's who you discuss it with. You
Oh,
don't
okay.
discuss politics with strangers.
Okay.
Hey, Mr.
I get that
Standing in line
backwards.
with me at the sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Do you think like Donald Trump's the fucking Antichrist or what? And he's
Yeah.
like, I think Donald Trump's gonna save the planet. And you're just like, you're fucking retarded. And then just go. But at least with like a friend, I could say, you know what, man? If you don't care about Donald Trump, whatever, that's fine. Anything he does, it's fucking your fault because you're not doing anything to stop it.
What am I gonna do to stop it? He's the
Something.
president.
Why don't you go out and protest? Why don't you help start an impeachment
You're the one that
rally?
says those things
Why don't
don't
you
make
do
a
that kind of
difference.
stuff? They do if you get enough people behind you, but it sure as shit ain't gonna get nothing done if you just sit here.
Well, then I'm getting nothing done.
Then shut your mouth.
And if people become if a certain collective of people become victorious and overtake him and impeach him, and they deserve the credit for changing history, I don't deserve the credit for changing history.
That's
and if
right.
that doesn't happen and he continues on doing whatever he wants to do, then I just leave me out of the fucking record books. I want to fly under the radar. I don't want my name on any list of any kind, and I'm good. I'm
get
sorry. You can hate me for not wanting to participate. Move on. Hate me, move on.
I get you.
Yeah, thank you.
I get you. I was just trying to play a little bit devil's advocate or something. I honestly don't care.
It's just social media is fucking crazy, dude.
well, not just social media, media. Period.
Fuck
People
media.
can't shut the
Oh.
fuck up about the fact that Beyonce's pregnant. It's like
I care
it's
about
like,
that so much
why
more than
do
I
you
care about
care
Trump.
about Beyonce being pregnant. She's an extremely wealthy woman in
She's
America.
having twins.
The only surprising thing would be if she couldn't get fucking pregnant. That's the only thing that
Thank
would be
God she can.
news for me.
Thank God she can.
No.
Yes.
'Cause you know what's more important? The fact that half the fucking world is like wanting to come at our throats because they're sick of the orange orangutan in office right now.
Don't care.
Yeah, of course you don't care.
Sorry.
Until you got freaking people marching down the street. And
They
you're
gotta
fucking,
go-
I can't get Wi-Fi. And they're like, too bad. It's martial law, motherfucker. Wi-Fi is too expensive now. And you're just like, fuck, I should have cared. Fuck Beyonce.
There's not gonna
and
be
her
no
twins.
martial law, and if anyone invades us, they got a lot of people to go through before they get to me.
China, I think they have plenty of people to come through to get to you.
No, but they're gonna have to go through a lot of people to get to me. Both coasts.
And it's going to fly those little robots.
They're not gonna land in Idaho.
missiles.
Yeah, they're gonna bomb the East Coast or the West Coast.
You're not even going to hear it anymore because it's just going to be like...
Well, if I'm getting bombed, I don't want to hear it or know about it.
Or the fact that fucking
That's not gonna happen.
General Mattis, who, in my opinion, is a badass military guy.
Mattis,
We call him Mattis.
Matisse,
Mattis. General Mad Dog Mattis.
Yeah.
So he's now the new Secretary of Defense.
Okay, great.
That motherfucker is over in South Korea right now telling North Korea that they are building a missile defense system in South Korea to protect the world from North Korea in case North Korea gets froggy.
Great.
Well, guess what? North Korea is fucking losing its shit about it. And so North Korea, you never know. It's just
What you need to do is send James Franco and Seth Rogen and not send some fucking general.
The world, you're talking about how stupid social media is, but
Yeah,
all
it
everyone's
is.
talking about is some chick that got pregnant. Whoop-de-fucking do.
I want to know about that
Why?
because it matters to me more
What's
than
it- what's
all
it
this
gonna do for you?
political bullshit.
What's it going to do to you?
I don't know. Someday these kids are going to produce fantastic art that I'm going to be inspired by and love. Whether it's like drawing art, music art, film art, acting art, clothing art. That's what those kids are destined for, and
Well,
I'm
they
gonna
better
enjoy
be.
it and inspire it. Yeah.
What if they don't? What if they just completely let you down?
They
And in the
won't.
next 20 years, you're just like, God damn it.
They won't.
You were the chosen one. You fucking let me down. I wanted albums
You know-
and shoes.
You know who the real problem is? Who is the real problem in the United States?
Who's the real problem in the United States?
What's the real problem in the United States?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's a close draw.
I say it's one word. Starts with an M. Ends with an A.
I don't know.
Media
Oh, yeah.
is the fucking evil of the United States.
I fucking agree.
Yeah, it's true because CNN, Fox, NBC, they can all go fuck themselves. They're profiting off of fucking lies. Mm-hmm. And anybody who posts an article from any of them, I don't give a fuck. I'm not reading it because it's not true.
Yeah.
They're going to take one little tiny protest or something and make it sound like the whole city's fucking going crazy.
I get you.
Yeah, that's what because it's going to get more views, more clicks, more shares, more likes. Da-da-da-da-da. Everyone gets paid more, bonuses, you know? Make this shit sound like
sells.
Yeah,
Bad news
make it
sells.
sound like the whole world's on fire because if you do that, people are going to want to tune in, you know? Jason, come to dinner. I can't, Mom. Look at this. I'm watching these riots on TV. It's
Holy
like, calm.
shit.
Oh, my God. Of course they are. 'cause-
China's going to invade America, and North Korea is going crazy, and the orange orangutan just took a shitload of visas away from people.
Yeah, people are going to be like all anxietied up, scrolling through CNN, scrolling through NBC, who NBC is trying to become the new Fox. Freaking.
What about CNN?
And they're
Fuck
going to
those
be going
people.
to their doctors being like, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, da-da-da-da-da. It's a fucking cycle.
You're depressed. You have
It's a
anxiety.
cycle.
Here's medical grade marijuana for you. Have a wonderful day.
Sure, taxes.
Have you seen that documentary that they had about the guy that took a little of processed THC, medicinal THC under the tongue, and he had Parkinson's disease, and he fucking is chill like a few minutes later.
Nice.
Like he can't move.
Yeah.
You know, he has the like what happens when people have Parkinson's disease, and he tries that stuff, and the next thing he's just laying on the couch and he's like, whoa, just like not like no spasms or nothing, and people are like, this shit fucking works. Why is it still illegal all over the country?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Good for him.
There are 2 states where it's
Fuck
like
Idaho.
well, what was it? What was the thing I saw? There's a few states in America that have legalized
Recreational.
recreational marijuana.
Oregon,
But there's
California,
like 20
Colorado.
something states where it's allowed to have sex with an animal.
Right.
So how fucked up is that?
Pretty fucked up. It's fucking ridiculous.
I can't get high, but my fucking neighbor in Montana can fuck his sheep. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
That's retarded.
It is retarded. Fucking Idaho, and Idaho sucks. Anyway,
Idaho fucking
so
sucks.
did
Sucks.
you watch?
Years
Did
sucks.
you listen to Alex Jones on Joe Rogan yet? Can we please talk about it?
I want to.
You need to.
I want to.
It's 3 hours and 45 minutes. You know who Alex?
Shit.
You know who Alex Jones is?
He talks for so long.
You know who Alex Jones is?
Says they're high. I have to get high to listen to that long. Alex Jones. No, I don't know who Alex
Oh,
Jones
he's like
is.
the InfoWar guy who's always yelling about black helicopters and conspiracy theories. He's got a radio show. He's pretty crazy.
It had to have been a really good podcast for it to be
Duh,
like
is legendary. It's number 911. Joe Rogan, he's like, at the beginning, he's like, I had to bust out like 4 shows yesterday to get you on episode 911. Because Alex Jones is like a conspiracy theory guy. Dude, he's talking, it's mind-boggling, right? He's talking about how Bill Clinton's like a known pedophile, fucking totally well-known, well-documented, goes on these flights with these sex offenders. Bill Clinton like ditches the Secret Service, goes on flights, like over 24 of these flights with a sex offender guy who's in jail now, to this island where they have these like sex orgies with underage girls and underage whatever kind of thing. Hillary went with him 6 times on that. He's talking about how the Secret Service contacted Alex Jones and was like, we want to give you information about Hillary. We're not going to do it over digital or over the phone. Come down, meet us at this place. He goes down and meets them. They're like, Hillary has seizures every 30 minutes. She has like an ambulance that's disguised as a black car that follows her everywhere. She's like never in public for more than 30 minutes kind of thing. And then like a month after that, all this came out of her being caught on video of her having seizures, her falling over all the time kind of thing. He was talking about the moon landing. He was saying that the moon landing footage that we saw was fake. However, we had been to the moon before that. We filmed it. You can't stream it live from the moon like how people watch it on TV. The technology wasn't there. We filmed it on the moon, came back into orbit. The film got destroyed entering the Earth's atmosphere, so they filmed it on a stage and then showed it to the world to like replicate it, to say that they actually went, even though they had actually went kind of thing. It's crazy. He says Buzz Aldrin told him all about it. It was intense, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing is about like conspiracy theories, it's like, how do you know?
He knows, dude. He talked to Buzz Aldrin in the Secret Service. And so
Why would they tell him? Who is Alex Jones besides a nut job that believes everything's a conspiracy?
He has a massive, massive radio show.
Yeah, so he
And
has
he's
a
been doing it
massive,
for like
massive radio
30
show,
years.
But why would somebody who has that classified information be like, "Hey, man, I know
Because
you
what are you
I
gonna-
know you believe in conspiracy theories, and you have this huge radio show, so I'm gonna fucking tell you."
but
Possibly
he's a
tried
good-
for treason, fucking lose my life, you know.
No
all that
tried
kind
for
of stuff.
treason. They're not
Giving
gonna.
away state secrets, that is treason.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So why
Well,
the
you're
fuck
not
would
going
they
to take
tell
it to
some-
like Fox or NBC or something.
Why would they take it to a conspiracy theorist then?
Well, he's
Why?
not. I mean, people call him a conspiracy theorist, even though the stuff he says he says he has facts to back up and stuff like that.
Show us the fucking facts.
Well, you got to do some Googling. So I got all these articles about like Bill Clinton, this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire, and holidays at Orgy Island, right? Just as Hillary's...
Eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, everyone, what we're looking at for people that
So
are
the
not
plane,
watching.
they call the plane the Lolita Express. I'm not really sure what that means. The bromance has taken Bill Clinton from orgy plane trips aboard the Lolita Express to lavish private party island dubbed Orgy Island. I remember this is what one woman's experience on Orgy Island. I remember asking Jeffrey, "What's Bill Clinton doing here?" kind of thing, and he laughed it off and said, "Well, he owes me a favor." One identified woman said in the lawsuit, which was filed in Palm Beach Circuit Court. The woman went on to say how orgies were a regular occurrence, and she recalled 2 young girls from New York who were always seen around the Five House compound, but their personal backstories were never revealed. The woman was allegedly forced to have sex with politicians, businessmen, royalty, and academics at the retreat, and was just one of more than 40 women that have come forth with claims against Epstein, showing the vast scale of the man's dark operations, which aren't limited only to Orgy Island.
Interesting.
Owned by Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy American financier and convicted sex offender, Little St. James Island appears to be somewhat of a gathering place and it is a well-desired hangout among key figureheads, actors, and royalty to the likes of former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and even Prince Andrew.
Damn.
So he's
Little
locked.
St. James.
The guy who owns it now is locked up for being a sex offender.
Go to Google really quick and Google Maps Little St. James Island. Let's get a little view of this.
I think it's off the coast of Florida, kind of thing.
Let's get a little view of this this island, and let's zoom in on this shit and see if we can actually see a 5. Oh, there it is.
The Five House compound.
Beach Bouse Bingo. Interesting. Little St. James Island.
Dude, it's crazy shit.
And in the day and age of what we're dealing with now, you can't get like close-up pictures of this shit.
Right?
That's weird. Go to like actual view. Yeah, go to the Earth view. Zoom in on that. Nope, not
Hang
zoom
on.
out. Zoom
No, I
in.
want to see like where it is in like relation to everything
Damn,
else.
look at that big old drop in the ocean. Scurry. Puerto Rico.
Okay,
It's
there
off
we
Puerto
go.
Rico.
There we go.
Damn. Oh, missed it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
This is legitimate shit.
There's a little fucking island some person just owns. Look at that. Do they have a little landing strip there? They have a little place to
Woo!
land. Wow, look at that. Little compound and stuff.
Sick shit, man. Dark shit.
They got little places just hanging out.
It's a tiny little island.
Yeah, it is. That is a tiny, tiny, tiny little island.
Mm.
Huh.
Creepy.
Fuck.
Helicopter pad, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck, why not?
Super rich, man.
I got
Do whatever
another
the fuck
one.
they want.
Bill Clinton ditched Secret Service on multiple Lolita Express flights.
Damn.
Flight logs obtained by Gawker in January 2015 put Mr. Clinton on the billionaire's infamous jet more than a dozen times, sometimes with a woman whom federal prosecutors suspect of procuring underage sex victims for Mr. Epstein. Fox News reported Friday that records show Mr. Clinton declined Secret Service protection on at least 5 flights. The Boeing 727 26 times. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
damn. Well, let's get back to the interview with the Alex Jones guy.
So there's a part I wanted to play.
All right, let's play it. Let's play
Okay,
it.
this is him describing. He's like, this happens at about an hour 50 into the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's teasing. 'Cause he's a radio guy, and this is something that people do in radio. When you start the show, you say something like, "And we're going to announce the winner of the contest today, but first," and then you wait like an hour into the show before you actually announce it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To get people to keep listening. So for like an hour and 40 minutes, he was saying, "I got the big enchilada for you. I'm going to tell you what I think's going on with the world today."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they get into other stuff like chemtrails or the moon landing or something. And then he comes back. He's like, "I want to tell your listeners. I haven't told my listeners, but I think the Joe Rogan Experience listeners deserve to hear this."
All you super high
Kinda thing.
people.
And,
Everyone blitzed out their fucking minds.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to tell you the thing, and he just teases it and teases it. So I'm up at 11 o'clock, like on a Wednesday night, like waiting, like I gotta hear this. And then after he says it, you're just like, what? It's like it like makes no sense, but then perfect sense kind of thing.
All right, let's hear it.
It's crazy. Okay,
Let's
hang
fucking hear
on,
it.
1 second.
Fed up liberal Alex Jones on Joe Rogan, mind-blowing theory for elite takeover of humanity. Let's see.
So it's about 8 minutes long,
All right,
right?
sorry.
And we can always let me know if you want to pause it. We can always pause it and try to
Yeah,
figure out
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck's going on
Yeah,
because
let's
he
do it.
goes deep into like.
He goes to conspiracy land.
No, you don't even really know what the fuck he's talking about. All right.
All right. Let's listen to it.
The elite are all
Can't hear
about
it.
transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it all. There's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously our best people. But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago, I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources, that they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute,
humanity
the pedophiles
is only
in control of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at whatever level.
He says the pedophiles are in control of the...
pedophiles are in control of the AI.
No, because the elites of the world are commonly pedophiles.
Oh my god.
Like the Bill Clintons.
Did you see Joe Rogan's face at the beginning of that?
Yeah.
Joe
He
Rogan
loves
is
it.
so
He loves it.
high
Dude,
that he's just like,
it's great.
what the fuck is happening?
I could listen to this for
this
days.
guy is not making any fucking sense.
But at the same time, he's making perfect sense. He keeps going. He gets into some.
All right, let's keep it
down
let's
to
keep it
down
going.
to
It's fucking nuts. Okay.
It's awesome.
Devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology. The fallen one that's not of this world is giving them advanced knowledge
What
on
are
how
you
to
talking-
construct
no,
these
what is-
systems
what
that
is
have already
that?
been used before on other populations.
What?
Is that Satan?
But what are you
That's
talking
Satan.
about?
That's Satan.
But explain that. You're
Well,
saying
Satan
something
becomes
insane.
something that the stupid preacher tells you about, who's totally controlled, or something you read about on in the news or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision
Where are you
about
getting
its
this
entire
from?
future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it from?
I know from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching the enemy. That's the big decision that humanity has now got before us.
So if you were directing some,
It sounds like this guy needs to write a fucking book.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm
Like-
gonna start listening to his radio show.
Really? Oh my god.
There's you can download the app Infowars, and it's on there. It's not like a podcast. Dude.
It's great. I love how Joe Rogan calls it out. He's like, "Where are you getting this?" And the guy's
He's like, that's what it is.
I look at patterns and then I just know it. I just fucking know. It's like, so somehow
I look at
somehow
patterns.
you are the
Well-
only one in human race
He's got a very
that we know of that has been removed from this all scheming, multi-dimensional plan.
he has a
and
very
you
complex
understand it.
mind. During this podcast, he was rattling off FBI documents. He's like subsection da 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 da, doing like 10 numbers at a time, and Joe Rogan's like, "Holy shit! Wait, was that an actual thing? Or you just make that up?" He's like, "No, that was real." He's like, "Jamie, check that," and Jamie like Googles it, and it was boom. He nailed like these dozen numbers in a row. Subsection B, paragraph da 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 da. He has like a very crazy mind because he gets a lot of data.
Man, all right.
I don't know, man.
Let's keep it going.
You got to listen to the whole episode.
I'm listening to this. Let's finish it. Let's finish
someone
the
to
video.
investigate this on their own, how would they do that? So if you say,
Well, I mean, here's the problem. You get someplace finally in deep research where it's what every culture already said, what everybody already knew, what they're telling you in movies like Prometheus, what the elite admit in the New York Times they believe in is this, seeded by off-world systems.
panspermia.
Yes, everything they're doing points towards this. And then you read their own writings, they believe we're this ugly, fallen, ugly species. We're all need to be killed. They're the rich billionaires who are better than us, and they're going to merge with machines and become gods and go to the next level.
But don't you think that most people who extrapolate from where we stand today with our cell phones and our Apple Watches and our integration with the computer and the internet constantly, don't you think that most people see that there's going to be some sort of symbiotic connection?
Yes, but
it's
they
a
were-
very easy thing
They
to
were
make.
saying it before.
I understand, but a lot of people were saying it
Well,
before.
here's the problem.
But
Who
the-
engineered what we were given? What is the point of the back doors, the Trojan horses? Here's what I'm getting at.
Who engineered what?
Here's what I'm telling you. The elite literally believe interdimensionally they were given this information and then built it. And here's the thing. They built it. And Google admits, even in Data Dumps to Wired 2 years ago, that they're building an AI that will end human consciousness, free will, and take over, and the next species will rise out of that. They've already decided our species...
But people have been talking. Marshall McLuhan was talking about
No,
that 50 fucking years
No,
ago.
here's the deal. They built it. Amazon 2 years ago admits they can already, with 99% certainty, pick what their regular users are going to order
But Alex,
before they
hold
order
on a
it and have
second.
it ready.
Instead of dragging this out to some nefarious end, isn't it entirely possible that all these futurists, all these technological innovators, they all see the same end game? That there's going to be some sort of a complete
No, I agree with
integration
you. I agree with
between
you.
people
But it's
and
beyond that. It's
artificial
beyond that. It's beyond
intelligence.
that. Historically, everybody saw this coming.
Right.
And so this big
All
battle.
the futurists, all the people that study the future.
Before silicon chips were created. The point
Marshall McLuhan, I think it was in the 1970s, said that human beings are the sex organs of the machine world. And he was saying, even back then, that human beings are eventually going to integrate or become something that's a part
But what
of
I'm telling you
machines.
is there's a centralized system of what they're building that isn't naturally occurring.
Who is they?
And we're artificially
Who's
early.
they?
The elites believe they're getting off-world,
All right, but who's
interdimensional.
building these things that you're just describing right now?
I mean, if you actually read what all the globalists say, you've obviously read their writings, you know this, Joe, they are getting not off-world, but interdimensional communications to then build this system that we see lowers our IQ, makes us live less,
I've never
makes
seen.
us
Okay,
unhappy.
but when you're making these big statements, like they're getting interdimensional signals is telling them to create these systems that lower IQs. That's something you got to really prove. Like if there's
Okay,
some,
let me
if
prove
there's
it,
a
let me
way,
prove
but
it,
if
let
you
me
can,
prove it.
okay, please, if there's something you can show
Okay,
us.
all the studies show screen time,
What
all the
studies?
computers, lowering IQs,
Right.
lowering fertility,
But
lowering our
here-
health. Okay,
but
that
let me
part's
stop
proven.
you right there.
That part's
Is that a
proven.
case? Is that a case of is somebody holding a gun to your head. Let me tell you about me. I'm addicted to this goddamn thing. I love watching
That was
YouTube
designed for
videos.
you.
I love taking pictures of shit. I love
It
looking things
interfaces
up.
you with humanity. It does a lot of beautiful things.
It does, but I'll tell you, they're very addictive. They're very addictive.
Well,
So,
Joe-
but hold on a second. Let me stop you right there. I don't necessarily think that's engineered to be addictive. I think it's engineered to be really well, and work really well, and the fact that it works really well is very addictive. Just like little kids look at a screen. You put a fucking television in front of them when they're
Sure.
1 year old and
Yep.
play some stupid
But they-
commercial, and they're like, "Whoa!"
But Joe, they picked
I
a- they
think-
picked a
But hold on
frequency
a second. No,
to
they did not.
mesmerize
No,
you.
they
They
made
admit
better.
that.
Hold on a second. They made better and better technology that we're not designed to absorb. Human beings have exactly we have the exact same
Atlantean
DNA.
moment.
We have the exact same DNA that we did 10,000 years
The
ago.
Atlantean
Back when
moment.
there was nothing like television, there was nothing like movies, there was nothing like stereo headphones and project
But
music.
listen, don't
Hold on,
you
please. I let
already
you go on your crazy
seem
rant.
like it's
Hold
happened
on,
before?
please. You're interrupting my crazy rant. I am telling you that this is a natural progression of this massive infatuation that we have with technology. They don't have to engineer it. It's natural. It happens to you. It happens
well,
to me.
they say they're
It happens to
engineering it.
anybody who's looking at cooler and cooler
Yeah,
special
and-
effects in movies. All that stuff is a natural
And
thing.
Steve Jobs wouldn't let his kids play with an iPad.
Well, then he's a cunt. He's a cunt. Let your kids play with the goddamn
Joe,
iPad.
what I'm
They
telling
love
you
them.
is,
What the fuck's wrong
that
with
was a
him?
great rant. I'm not disagreeing with
No,
you.
you
fucking
interrupted
love
it 10
this.
times,
I
you
love
fuck.
Joe
Rogan.
You gotta
Oh,
let a motherfucker rant.
Okay,
I'll
go ahead
let
and
you
rant
rant.
then. Go ahead and
Yeah.
rant then.
I'm done now. Shit.
Yeah,
Let's
but you're
talk
sitting
about-
there.
let's
But hold
talk
on, let me
about-
get back to this.
We're
thing.
not talking about the weather, Eddie. I'll tell you that right now.
Let me tell you right
We're
now.
done with
Yeah,
that.
let me tell you right now.
Is that Eddie Sheeran?
Eddie,
Not Sheeran. Not Eddie Sheeran. What's his name? Fucking Eddie what? That was crazy. That is nuts. I'm
I
not
think
high
they're both
enough
right.
I'm not high enough to be.
I think they're
designed in
both
that.
right.
I think the guy talking about interdimensional consciousness trying to destroy other levels of consciousness is a whack job. I think he's been.
Why? He's saying that that the elites of the world, the
Mm-hmm.
people who own the big companies like Apple or whatever,
Uh-huh.
have designed things like technology, like phones, which are very addictive,
Mm-hmm.
to dumb down people that aren't the elites of the world.
I would agree with that, but I don't think they're doing it to somehow transcend some kind of dimensional level. I think they just do it because what that does is that creates a world of consumers. It creates a world of worker bees.
Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo. It allows them to make more money
Right.
off of more work.
So I think they're both right.
It's just like what our work is doing, man. They keep adding more and more work and they don't pay more and more. But somehow we're convinced that this is the way it is. There's no other way of doing this because I've got bills. I got to make sure my rent's paid. I got to make sure my family has medical. I got to make sure my car insurance is taken care of. You know what? That's how they do it. They create more and more like necessities. Not like just
Yeah.
things you can have, but things like you need in modern society to survive.
Yeah.
Need.
yeah. Like
So
a
what
phone.
so what that does is that creates you have what's the main thing that society or leaders have done for their kingdoms or civilizations, their villages for thousands of years. When something's going bad, what do?
Use religion.
They throw either religion or entertainment at them. So
Yeah.
so what do we have? Now we have devices that throw endless amounts of entertainment at
Yeah,
us
yeah.
forever and ever and ever. All we could ever fucking want. And the
Lowers
same time, what's
fertility,
that
dumbs you down.
yeah. So, and what also does it do? What also does it do? It also distracts you from the fact that prices for like
Yeah.
economic goods are continuously going up to the fact that now they're hundreds of % higher than the actual increases of wages.
Right.
And then they have us convinced that, oh, if we increase your wages, it'll somehow collapse the economy. No, all it does is that one, it gets more work and more products made by these people that own these businesses,
Yeah.
and it puts more money in their pockets. So it's
Yeah.
not.
So you agree?
So I don't.
They make a
agree,
new iPhone every year,
which is it's consumerism,
and they break all the
they're-
time.
So they're breeding a society or a culture of workers and buyers. And what do? They make
Yeah.
sure that the prices always benefit them,
And
the
school-
work hours always benefit them.
Schools produce workers. Schools do not
Oh,
produce
yeah.
entrepreneurs.
They do not produce.
Schools are meant,
Yeah.
you got to get a 4.0 and you got to go to college to get a job kind of thing. Workers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I completely
Yeah.
agree with the fact
Yeah,
that the
thank
elite
you.
are doing something to like put the mass majority down.
Some of those are like super full.
Oh, it's okay.
Others aren't. Dude,
But I don't think it's some interdimensional AI consciousness bullshit. So I just think it's the fact that the rich people are like, hey, we made a profit of $6 billion this year. how can we make another $500 million? They're like, well, we can increase production by so and so percent, and slight increase of wage by 0.00% overall company, and we can jack the price up for the product by 6%.
Yeah.
They shouldn't notice it. I mean, we have that new iPhone coming out this year.
Yeah.
Beyonce's pregnant with twins. They won't know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's all a game, and they're fucking winning.
They've been winning since the dawn of fucking time.
I
There's
know,
always
good
been
for
a
them.
culture of haves and have-nots.
I
And
wish I
guarantee
was
you,
them.
There are a fuck ton of has-nots compared to haves. So, I mean, what was it again? What was that statistic that came out a while ago? There's like 8 people on the planet that have like half the fucking wealth.
It's not 8. It's 1% can have more wealth than 99%.
There are 8 people on this planet, the 8 super rich, that hold more money in their possession and assets than most of the fucking planet.
Okay, most.
How
sure,
fucking
sure,
crazy
sure.
is that? The people
I know
that
it's 1%.
can buy an island and then go
Yeah.
buy an orphanage of young teenage women and use them as sex slaves, and then
Yeah.
fly their friends out, and not their friends, fly their
President.
their potential clients, as far as like, oh, we can get dirt on you by chance, and by what we're going to do is we're going to use that to get money from you and influence.
Yeah.
And then I think this sounds like a conspiracy, but it sounds much more realistic and possible than interdimensional AI trying to take over humankind and whatever.
I'd say that's debatable.
Whatever, man. Apparently, I haven't smoked enough pot.
You need you don't need to smoke pot. You need to watch that. You need to listen to that whole show. It's become
will.
in Joe Rogan's history of doing podcasts, 911 episode. That's become the second most watched of all time in 2 days, behind Russell Brand.
I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
Crazy, right?
You know what's crazier about these conspiracy theorists? They somehow, in their universe, they are always the center. They're like, I'm the one that knows all this, and no one's listening to me. Like, how the fuck can they not see this? It's like, really?
Yeah, but they're
You?
sharing it.
Yeah, they're sharing it, but
Yeah.
that just because they're sharing it or think it doesn't mean they're fucking right. It's the
I
same thing
know.
with conspiracy. The FBI is watching me. They're outside my house. They tap my phones. It's like, why? Why you? What do you do? Like, what? Oh, that's right. You work at a tech company. You do,
Well, that's insane.
You're a tech service
That's
person.
insane.
That's
But if
exactly
you're out there,
what he is. He's a radio
No.
guy that's been talking for too long. He's had too much. He's had too many drugs. He's gotten all this information. He's trying to make sense of it. And he's trying to find his purpose subconsciously. He's like, you know what I am? I'm the person that knows all this. Like, no one else knows that what I know about the moon landing. No one else knows what I know about this interdimensional
Yeah,
elite
you're
taking
incorrect.
over and stuff.
You're incorrect. Because some guy working at a tech company has nothing to offer when someone who has a radio show who's saying things about the Clinton family, the Bush family, the Kennedy family, the Reagan family, the Obama family, and
But
saying
he's still
all these
alive.
stuff. Right.
That's what I'm saying. How hard is it to take somebody out like that?
Not hard.
I mean, what? 20 grand to a guy that's really good with computers, and that guy gets uploaded with 30 gigabytes of child porn, and now he's in prison for the rest of his life?
Yeah.
They didn't have to kill him. They just had to make him look like a fucking criminal, and then he's gone, and he can't do anything for the rest
Well,
of
they
his life.
use like disinformation things against him, like on Fox and stuff, saying like this guy's crazy and editing clips. There's YouTube videos of them having an edited clip of his show on there saying Hillary Clinton kills babies. And then they talk about it on Fox News. They're like, I can't believe this guy said this. He's insane. And then the Alex Jones show put up a clip where he didn't say that at all, and you could totally tell how Fox just cut what he said. So they just do things like that to like mock and like, you know, make him look like a nut.
Yeah, but what do people in power do to people that are a threat?
Probably take him out.
They get rid of the threat.
Yeah.
Obviously,
like Bin Laden or some shit.
he's not a fucking threat
Yeah, he's
because he's still out there.
maybe he
ranting like a
hasn't
fucking
hit that
crazy
he hasn't
person.
hit that gold mine yet.
Because there's no gold mine. They're like, they've got him so far off their trail with whatever conspiracy theories
Yeah,
that
they
they're
have.
throwing at him.
Yeah, they
They're
have.
just throwing little pebbles out, and he's fucking like, just like, ooh, this one's really interesting.
You need to watch the show.
I will watch
You haven't
it.
seen enough to form a
I will
proper
watch it, and the whole time I will be
opinion.
like, this guy should write fucking conspiracy theory books. Like, as
Yeah.
far as like fiction stories, like where the characters go through and they solve these conspiracy
Oh, no,
theories and blah blah. That's what he needs to do, because right now he's just a fucking psycho with a radio
The
show.
real world is very interesting as it is.
It is.
You don't need to take it to fiction.
I think he should.
All the books I own are nonfiction.
Well, unless he can prove it.
Yeah, well, he did. He came out and said Hillary Clinton's having seizures every 30 minutes.
Can
She
you
has
prove it? Does he have medical paperwork?
There's video
to show?
of it.
There's video, whatever. Does
Yeah.
he have medical paperwork that states that she has been diagnosed with whatever medical condition
Well,
that causes
there's
seizures?
there's
every 10
paperwork
minutes?
that says she fell in like 2011 or something really hard and fucked her head up.
Yeah, so she fell and she hit her head. But how does that mean that she has seizures?
There's video of her having seizures, dude. It
Okay.
came out. It was all over the news, like while she was running for president.
You mean
And
when
people-
she walks out to her truck and she's kind of stumbling?
No, like when she passes out and there's people carrying her, like her arms and her legs, like away from the September 11th.
What's the one
memorial.
thing you don't do with people that are having seizures?
Move them?
Fucking move them.
They moved her.
Well, you don't do that. So medical professionals and security professionals would know not to do that.
Watch, I'll show you.
So, and this guy's like, oh, she has seizures. Show me the medical proof. Show me the medical reports and charts that say, signed by a doctor that is fucking paid to be like, Hillary Clinton has so-and-so case, which manifests itself in continuous
Don't you think if someone-
like seizures.
Don't you
Does he
think?
have it? No, he doesn't fucking have it.
Don't you think if
Does he have recordings and signed statements?
think about
given
this.
to him by the guy that did the space shuttle that says, yes, we actually were at the moon beforehand.
Why do
But
you
know
have to
what?
sign it?
Our footage, which somehow we just left outside the shuttle as we were landing, got burned up, and then we had to make a new one. Where's the fucking signed statement that has been brought out into court or somehow has shown that this guy has told him? No, it's all hearsay.
Get
Oh,
this. Think
guy-
about this. Think about this.
this
You're not
guy-
thinking.
this guy
You're not
that-
thinking.
Of course I'm
No,
thinking.
think about this. If you had someone running for president who the whole government was behind and wanted to become president, and they had some sort of medical issue or any kind of issue in their life that would make them not become president, well, don't you think they would want to not talk about that?
They don't have to talk
They
about
would-
it. It's called it's called doctor-patient confidentiality. But you can't sit there and say, oh, she fell down and they carried her out. Oh, that means she has seizures. That's fucking batshit. So she fell down. There
She
could
has
be
seizures, dude.
thousands of reasons why she fell down. Literally thousands.
You need to listen to the episode. You have not listened to
I
enough to
will
form a proper
listen
opinion.
to it. But the one thing about conspiracy theorists is that they believe they're right and they believe that they are the center of the fucking universe.
Who? Oh,
Conspiracy theorists. They
Okay.
think they're the only ones that know it all. That's what makes them so whack job, is they think they know it all. It's like, how?
a lot of people. So do pastors.
How? Of course, pastors are whack jobs too.
Yeah. So anyone who thinks that they're an expert in their field is a conspiracy.
Anyone
is a
thinks
nut.
anyone thinks that they know something that nobody else knows. And when they try to explain it to people, no one understands them. And they're like, how come no one understands how important this is? The thousands of people, the millions of people, the hundreds of thousands of people, whatever. Just like, no one understands it but me. That is fucking crazy.
I say with some it is, with some it isn't.
I think he's a fucking nut job.
I think you haven't listened to enough to form a proper
I will listen to it, but I
opinion.
think he's a nut job. Just like I think pastors are nut jobs.
Okay.
Anyone that tries to tell me that they know everything and I know nothing without being able to show me any actual solid proof is a fucking nut job.
Okay.
Or they're trying to sell something. So, saying. It looks like a really interesting interview. I would actually really like to listen to it, and I
You
plan
need
on
to.
listening to it.
Good.
So, but am I going to believe him? No.
You don't have to.
Okay. That's why I like Joe Rogan, the way he was dealing with it. He's like, hey, no, let me finish.
He's also been on Alex Jones' show, and they've been friends for like 20 years.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, and I think he likes Alex Jones as a friend, but I think he actually believes that Alex Jones is a nut job.
No, he doesn't. He says in that show that you haven't listened to, that you're forming an opinion about, that most of what Alex Jones says is completely true. Watch it.
I'll
Listen
watch
to
it.
it. You don't
I'll
have
watch
to.
it.
You can listen to it. Did you not see all these articles about Bill Clinton, who is a known pedophile, hanging out with sex offenders, traveling to that island?
The Washington Times.
It's on all news.
When did this come out?
2015 January.
And he's not in prison?
He hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He went to jail because he got convicted of forcing girls into prostitution. This is Bill Clinton's buddy. I mean, this is like, it's no news. You pick your site.
So
pick
how
your
is
site.
Clinton still
New York Post.
free?
Dude, he's an elite of the world. He doesn't abide by the laws of the world.
He's a millionaire.
How
He's
did
not a
Clinton
billionaire.
delete all those emails after she got subpoenaed for the emails? She's not going to go to jail.
Yeah,
These people
I
are
know that.
above the law.
But how did this guy go to prison, but Clinton didn't?
It is his property.
So
I don't know.
he's probably got
Bill
just
Clinton,
as much
Stephen
influence,
Hawking,
if
and Prince
not
Andrew.
more, by
This
his
guy?
finances. He's a billionaire.
Yeah, Bill
The
Clinton's
Clintons
got a
are
lot
mil-
more
the-
influence.
He has
can get paid
political
half a
con-
million
He has
for a
political
speech.
connections.
He-
Yeah, you
yeah.
get paid $500,000, but that's still Trump change. That's chump change.
Like
for
when
this
Clinton,
guy.
when Bill Clinton endorses somebody, their stock goes up because it's an endorsement by someone with so much influence, a former president.
Whatever.
You didn't know this guy's name before today.
Nope.
You know, I don't know, man.
And it's the people you don't know that are the more dangerous people.
Yes, those elites of the world, fucking behind black curtains with wearing goats' heads. You don't know them.
Having eyes wide shut parties.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking believe it.
Crazy shit. Oh, okay, so that fucking took a half an hour.
Yeah. Hey, everyone.
So
you like that crazy rant shit?
This Sunday is the Super Bowl. Super
God.
Bowl 51. I'm a total
You know
now.
I don't care, right?
At this point,
You know I don't
2 days before the Super Bowl, about 2 days in an hour and a half, 74 and a half hours. I have $75 on the game currently. That's going to go up between now and then. I can promise you that. I have not placed a bet on the national anthem, which I'm still going to do.
What's the bet on the national anthem?
You bet on the over/under of the national anthem. This year,
Over under?
this year the over/under is 2 minutes 9 seconds. So you bet whether it's going to go over 2 minutes 9 seconds or under 2 minutes 9 seconds. It's being sung by country music star Luke Bryan, who I'm betting is going to go under that mark. I bet on it last year, and it was Lady Gaga singing it last year, and the over/under was 2 minutes 20 seconds, and I
Oh.
took the under and I lost because she holds notes like a fucking black woman, right? I think that Luke Bryan, I don't think that he's going to do that. He's a country star. He's a white man. I think that he's not going to, in that last note, home of the, and they go, and they hold it for like about 7 minutes kind of thing. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to cut it. So I'm not going to put a big bet on the over-under. I'm going to throw a small bet on the under. I've been told to bet on tails for the coin toss, but I'm not going to take that bet
Why?
because it's 50-50 and I don't like it.
Better chances than doing the time.
How?
Well, actually, no. I guess it's still 50-50 because
I
it's
think
either
that it's
under
60,
or over.
I think it's 60-40 because I think of who he is as a person.
But still 50-50 because you're either right or you're either wrong. Because you're not.
Yeah, but you can use things like math and stats and pattern recognition in order to increase your odds. Like if an undefeated team's playing a shitty team, that's not 50-50. That's a good bet to take that. Of course, the shitty team might win.
Well, no,
it's totally possible.
It's still 50-50. It's still 50-50 because
I don't think
it's
so.
either one or the other.
It's not like flipping a quarter. One side has a little bit of weight on it. It still could land on the other side. The bad team could win.
But
it's
you only
kind
have
of,
two sides.
Right. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm gonna put some money on the national anthem. We'll see how it goes. I lost last year. I took the under. I'm
Now
gonna
I
win
could
this year.
understand.
Take the under.
I guess even when you think about it that way, like, yeah, it's still a 50-50 bet. Like, because I was thinking the only way you can do like statistics betting is if you're dealing with like cards or you're dealing with like races, because you have more than two in that possibility. So you have all these others, all these other factors that come in with it. But
Right.
in the end, I guess it's still 50-50 because you're like,
So you're saying
I'm betting this hand will beat all their other hands.
So you're saying if you and Conor McGregor have a UFC fight, then the odds are 50-50?
As far as like who's going to win, 50-50.
I don't think it's 50-50.
Because either
I think
he'll
it's like
win
95-5.
or I'll win. I'm not saying that means I think I can beat up Conor McGregor, but
Right.
still, it's you're betting either
But I don't think
it's 50-50 as far as like either he can win or he can win.
I think you have two options to bet
Plus,
on.
what if I get really lucky?
It could
what
totally
if
happen.
What if Connor slips and smacks his head on the ground
Dude,
and he knocks himself out and I punch him in the back of the head and I'm like, holy fuck! And I'm just like, I won! And you're over there like, oh my god,
No,
I bet
see-
everything I have.
No,
on
see,
that fight.
what I would do if that were to actually take place, the odds of you winning would be so high that any money put on you would be like, if you put $100 on you, you'd win like $1 million. You know what I mean? So I'd put my life savings on Connor, and I'd put like $10 on you. Either way, I'm making a bunch of money.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's exactly what I would do.
It's 50-50. It's either one or the other. You have two outcomes. How likely one is,
I understand.
in my opinion, it doesn't matter because it's still 50-50. That's why I was
I
saying.
understand what you're saying, but I still feel like it's different than 50%.
I know there's a difference though, because like I said, when I was thinking about the races, I'm like, there's many different, like, I'm thinking of horse races. Lots of different horses that could win. There's obviously going to be the favorite. So they're like, oh, I bet blah, 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 blah. But in the end, it's either, if you bet on that horse, you just bet that horse is going to win and all the other horses are going to lose. It's still 50-50. Because it's only two outcomes. You can either win or you can lose. So, but that's not. To be honest, I don't gamble. That's why I don't gamble. And when I gamble 50-50. I'm either, I think he's going to win, I'll put $50 down. And they're like, oh, really? You think he's going to win? I'm like, yeah, I just think he's going to win $50.
That's why I got $75 on one team.
Yeah, so.
And I've only bet at people that I work with. Right? I'm not, there's no bets.
You know when they get paid and you know where they are.
Right. And no bets I have done no betting on the internet yet, although I'm going to, because I got to up it a little bit to make it kind of worth it.
So
75 is okay, but it's like this is a one time a year thing, and I've only placed one bet this year so far, so I'm ready to fucking blow my wad.
Dude, all I can see is my face if Conor McGregor fell and smacked his face on the ground. And I'm like, pop! I just put it like, and they're like, he won! And everyone's just like,
silence. Everyone's
and I'm standing there like, oh my god! I'm the fucking champion! Fuck all of
it's
you!
like, boo.
Workplace, fuck yourself! I ain't coming back on Monday! This is bullshit! I'm fucking like running around the stand, and I'd be like, and I'd pass out in the middle of the stand. And everyone's standing there. Dana White's like, what the fuck just happened? Joe Rogan's like, dude, that weed was really fucking strong. What's happening in my... Oh, everyone. It would be...
It'd be good.
It'd be fucking crickets.
It would be
fucking crickets. And everyone would be like,
the whole world would stop. Everything.
This fucking fool just beat the
Yeah. like screenshots of streets in New York City, and they're just empty everywhere, like tumbleweed. So
and I'm just standing there. I go insane because it's like my brain just can't handle it. I just snap, and I'm catatonic for the rest of my life, just like in a fucking mental hospital. They're like spoon feeding me applesauce.
His face isn't even bloody or anything, and he's like running at you, and people are like holding him back. They're like, no, he's like, oh my god,
I want a rematch.
Yeah,
I want a rematch.
They're like holding him back. Connor, no, he's not worth it. He's not worth it. It's $5 million for a 30-second ad at the Super Bowl. A record $385 million will be spent on advertising.
Oh my god.
And let's remember, I said this last year. Super Bowl 1, a 30-second ad was $37,000.
You know, everyone tries to act like football's so cool, but there's only 300 million people in America.
That's how many people watch it.
No.
Yeah. It's watched around the world.
Australia. 299,999,999 people. Because I know for a fact I fucking don't watch football.
Okay, only about 100 million people in the United States watch it. The rest comes from around the world.
But still, how many is that?
300 million.
Okay, so we'll say 300 million people watch the Super Bowl. That's America and around the world. How many fucking people watch the soccer championships?
Fuck soccer.
Oh, I guarantee you it's way higher.
Oh, I promise you it's way higher. It's the most popular
But we're
sport
all
in the
like,
world.
It's the best sport. Football's so amazing.
Yeah.
And people are spending 300 something, whatever, just fucking.
Well, you go to Canada, they're going to tell you one sport's amazing. You go to Brazil, they're going to tell you another sport's amazing.
Exactly.
It's all relative.
Football's stupid.
I didn't say it's the best sport in the world.
The fact that they can charge people that much money to advertise their bullshit.
Get this.
Consumer bullshit.
Get this.
What?
I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a very smart businessman.
I love Gary Vaynerchuk.
He says that the most...
He just had an interview with Joe Rogan.
I know, I watched it live.
Ooh, I want to watch it.
Get this, and don't fucking disagree with me, because if you do, you'll be wrong with a very smart man, not me. He says that the most underpriced piece of advertising in the whole world is a Super Bowl commercial. How grossly underpriced it is. He says if he had $5 million and his challenge was to spend it on advertising in the most productive way, he would buy one 30-second Super Bowl ad, and that's it, nothing else.
Why?
Because of 300 million people will see it. And for $5 million, that is a hell of a deal in the advertising world, right? This is why these ads are bought years in advance because of how good of a deal it is. If, say, you were to start a fucking company...
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like...
How many people are going to see your billboard? A couple thousand?
Depending on what city you live in.
Yeah, exactly. Here, not even 1,000. You know,
Yeah.
fucking for 5 million. Imagine your 30-second ad was just some sort of mysterious video, and at the end it showed your website name for 5 seconds. Your website's crashing. It's gonna crash. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. But
I totally agree with you. But
because it's going to be watched on YouTube the next day, and those millions of views there as well. Like, it's very crazy.
I guess it's just a numbers game.
It is
Because
exactly.
what are the advertisements usually on Super Bowl?
Beer,
There's
car
beer,
insurance,
car,
food.
cars.
Yes, cars.
Like the one thing, like
Movies. Movies will do it a lot. If there's any kind of summer blockbuster coming out, they'll do their first trailer they'll ever release for it. It might be on the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear that's one of the main things that people watch Super Bowl for is
Yeah,
the
it is.
commercials.
Yeah.
And then there's like the funny commercials and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I've watched those.
It's
Never
almost
during
bigger than the game.
Never during the Super Bowl, but I've always seen like
Right.
the highlight this year's Super
Right.
Bowl commercials. And
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
very good.
That was good. That was good.
A lot of them are good.
So, but I guess it's a numbers game because most of these commercials, especially commercials nowadays, where like they're showing buy a Lexus for Christmas, blah blah blah, buy this, blah blah blah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
all that shit. It's just like, not a lot of people can afford that shit. So who's buying it? But then
I don't
like it's a
know.
numbers game. So out of 300 million people, how many people can afford to just throw down 40 grand on a brand new truck? There's got to be some. So I guess
mean,
they're making a profit because what the fuck would be the point of spending $5 million for 30 seconds if you're not making a profit?
Well, get this. If you spend $5 million on an ad, 300 million people watch it, and 1 million people go buy it, you could probably be making money, right?
oh, yeah.
If it's more than $5, because 1 million times $5 is 5 million, right?
Yeah.
So if your product's
$40,000.
$100 or like $40,000, and you can convince 1 million out of 300 to buy it, that's a great way to advertise.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Thank you.
That makes perfect sense. Don't take credit for it though, because that was all Gary.
I'm not taking credit for it. I said
you're amazing.
before it happened. I said
Yeah.
who it was. So I found this article.
Let's read it. What is it?
It's about
James Patterson.
that was my imaging for that. What time of the day do we feel most anxious? Right? Well, this is all about teens, right? So they have this cool little graph here that shows this was compiled by people who volunteers at a
all about teams. What are you talking about?
crisis text line. Teens.
Teens. Oh,
This guy
teens.
volunteers at a crisis text line, which is where if you're anybody, you don't have to be a teen, you can have a crisis text line with an operator on the other side who's a volunteer who they have to go through intense training. Mm-hmm. And when you're in a crisis, you can text them for a little peace of mind. So they have this cool chart. What time of the day do teens feel most affected by anxiety? And then you can go down this whole thing.
Whoa.
Suicidal thoughts. It's a whole thing. Frickin' there's sexual abuse right here. That's all over the place. So it's a really cool kind of chart. And I went down, and then it's like days of the week. Suicidal thoughts mainly on Sundays, not so much towards the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right?
Change the thing. Let's do
Bullying,
relationship issues.
relationship issues.
Interesting.
It didn't change.
Go up to the other one, the other chart,
There we go.
the one above it, not the day one, the time one. So we're sexual abuse. Let's do relationship issues.
All right, seems like it spikes around 7 p.m.
Someone hasn't answered text messages for a while. Around lunchtime at school.
Yeah,
Getting out of school time around 2.
yeah.
Interesting. Let's change it. Let's change it again. Let's do. So anyone
Bullying.
who's not watching, like this chart, it's
Oh, whoa.
really interesting.
Oh, so bullying is like all during from 10
Around
to
lunchtime,
10 to 8.
around getting So this chart is showing like all the different times from 12 a.m. to pretty much the end of 24-hour period.
24-hour period.
It's showing when it is, and the fact that it has all these different sub things like stress. Oh, God. Homework
stress
time.
is in the evenings.
Homework.
There's no stress during the day. Was that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, so like he said, like Brad said, we got everything from anxiety to LGBTQ issue. When did they add the Q?
There's an I as well. People don't like to fucking put that there.
Okay.
LGBTQI. Self-harm.
It's gonna be the
all
whole
at
damn
night.
alphabet soon.
All at
So,
night.
yeah, that's freaking self-harm. That makes sense.
That's weird, huh?
Let's do depression. When's depression? At
Oh, so much
nighttime.
in the evenings.
Yeah.
Weird.
All the shit that's happened during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Or
fucking-
you're worried about the next day.
Mhm. Okay, so everyone is like, yeah, if you can't see this.
And
Like
then
we
there
said, so it
was
got all these different categories. It's
Then
got
there was
this-
one by
what?
states.
Even has one by state.
right.
Let's
so it's
do
like,
LGBTQ issues. So more
Hmm.
versus less. Well, that makes complete sense. The Bible Belt.
not Idaho.
So, man, northwest.
Oh, that's I went
northwest
to
is.
suicidal thoughts.
Oh, I was like, the Bible Belt still makes sense. Suicidal thoughts.
Oh, there you go. Idaho,
Damn,
definitely.
that's interesting. Alaska. Oh, I guess Alaska's really crazy.
What about stress?
That's too
Idaho's
stressful.
not going to be up there. Oh shit, it's up there.
They're all worried about
Weird.
they're worried about the government taking their guns, man. They live in their fucking minds.
Right.
My gun's gonna do something against your drone flying 30,000 feet in the air and dropping a bomb on my fucking house.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. Yeah, this is interesting. So what's
Weird.
the
sexual abuse?
for
all Monday, Tuesday.
Are you gonna tag this so the people that are listening can see it?
Or just go to
Or hear it,
theatlantic.com.
not see it?
They
Yeah,
type
go-
in The Atlantic. When do we feel bad?
Yeah,
find it.
theatlantic.com/health/archive. That's interesting.
Sexual abuse is all Monday, Tuesday.
Wow.
Maybe they're I don't know when sexual abuse happens, but maybe they're texting in on Monday and Tuesday because of something that happened over the weekend.
Maybe.
Who the hell knows? Health concerns? Wednesday, Thursday.
What's substance abuse? Let's do substance abuse.
Friday. Oh, Saturday.
Fucking Saturday's the big day.
Drinking.
Monday? The Monday makes sense. Fuck, it's the beginning of the week, Monday.
Bullying's got to be, yeah, okay, Thursday, Friday.
That's
Fuck,
towards
dude.
the end. This is really fucking weird.
That's crazy shit.
So how did you hear about this?
I just Googled it.
You just Googled it?
I Googled what times of the day. I basically Googled that. What time of the day do we feel most anxious?
Wow, yeah, check it out, guys. Theatlantic.com. So this is really interesting.
Good stuff, huh?
What time of the day do we feel conscious? And what was the study that did this again?
Crisis text lines data.
Wow.
You know.
So this is even like the numbers could be even crazier because like
So if
how
you
many people
wanna,
actually call into crisis text lines?
Well, it's text.
Let's text,
text
or
them.
text in. Like still,
So this guy's
how many out of 5 teens, 10 teens?
I don't know.
Do you think would text into the crisis text line?
maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. So there's
So this guy's a volunteer with Crisis Text Line, a New York-based nonprofit that offers crisis counseling by text message, mostly to teens. Its volunteers are rigorously trained, undergoing 40 hours of education and role-play exercises before starting work. But unlike with traditional crisis center phone banking, the text-based platform allows the volunteers to both receive training and to work from the comfort of their home computers.
damn.
That's awesome. That's a good idea for an app or whatever. A business is a crisis-based text thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, helped 70,000 people since it launched a year ago.
Damn.
Wow.
One of the
I
most
wish you could
powerful.
get paid
wait,
to
go down. Nope. Down more. One of the most powerful recent interactions. Mastropolo, whatever his name is, remembers when a girl texted saying she had been battling self-harm for over a year and was feeling tempted to cut herself again. He referred her to a website called the Butterfly Project that encourages people considering self-mutilation to instead draw a butterfly over the part of the body they would have cut and to name the drawing after a person. While we were texting, she drew her butterfly and she asked me what she should name it, and I said it should be named for someone who really cares about you. M said, I'm just going to call it M. She asked if she could name her butterfly Darren. It was like Waterworks.
Oh, shit. His name's Darren.
Darren, you fucking pissed off. What's her name? Wow. That's amazing. That's a good idea.
I wish I could get paid to do it and you don't have to be a volunteer.
Yeah. Well, still, I mean,
You know?
that's really interesting. That whole concept of, instead of cutting, like drawing. And then
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's a good way to think about
And then
it.
you slice the butterfly.
Fuck that. crazy Americans. What the fuck?
Oh.
Well, there's
So I watched this movie called, I think it's up for Best
Ooh,
Picture.
I watched the 13th.
I know. Yeah, you
The
told
13th
me.
Amendment. So we didn't tell them, guys. I watched it. It's fucking crazy. Now I agreed
good
with
to watch.
a lot of things in it, like the history. There are things about history that I didn't even know about it.
Yeah,
Like the fact that the guy who was the leader of the Black Panthers, Fred Hampton.
I don't remember.
Fred Hampton was murdered in his own house. He was shot in his bed
In
next
bed.
to his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
So that's fucking crazy. So how these concepts of laws were put in place to put black people down back in-
After slavery?
after slavery
Yeah.
went down, totally makes
And all the fucking shit that the prisons do today.
yeah.
Oh, the
The
prisons.
fact
are so
nonprofit
corrupt.
prisons is fucking crazy. It's watching the
For-profit.
number of prisoners increase from the 19
Yeah, that's
like
crazy. right?
from Nixon's
Yeah.
time all the way to fucking
All
Bill
throughout the
Clinton
film,
to,
they
like,
would kind
now.
of. There was like chapters of the film kind of where they would stop
Yeah.
and then they would increase the population.
They would show you the decade and they'd show you what
Yeah.
the population has changed to. And I was just watching it grow. I'm like, that's fucking nuts. And you know what's crazy? It grew by over half from Clinton to now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is
Mass
is the
incarceration.
mass incarcerations of
Yeah.
people dealing with drugs, like the whole war on drugs.
Yeah.
Like that makes
Fuck
a lot
Nancy
of sense.
Reagan and Reagan for doing the whole war on drugs.
Oh my god.
And they were showing that, weren't they showing on there that the stats were saying there's not really a war on drugs kind of thing? And they were just like, she coined the term war on drugs. And it's like, there's not really a war on drugs. They were just doing it for profit.
So, I don't
It was a
know.
good documentary.
Man, I probably should watch it again because like the whole time I was having a hard time because I'm very skeptic.
White supremacists?
No, I'm just
Oh.
very skeptic. So I'm watching it and I'm like, trying to understand the information they're giving to me and trying to decide whether or not I believe that that's plausible. Like looking at the information. So because you can't go into a documentary just expecting to believe everything they sell you because then it's just you're not fucking
Well,
thinking.
no, you can't. But every documentary that's ever existed is a one-side thing.
Yeah.
That's what it's
So,
for.
but that's why I like to try to find just like the blatant, biased information. And one of the things I did pick out with that documentary and boo on the people who did the documentary is that every person they got to interview for their point of view, and you can't disagree with this because it's fucking plain as day to see,
okay.
is they made sure that everyone who discussed for their point of view was edited properly to the point
Well,
that
we don't know that.
that their responses. It's easy.
How?
It's just easy to assume that that's how they did it.
You can't nail a good.
Why would
you
you
can't
put-
nail a good line in a first
Why
take.
in any documentary would you put a segment of somebody trying to talk and bumbling and stumbling over the information they're trying to give you?
Well, because it's like you got someone like me on there who's like gonna be like super nervous and shit, and I just like fumble.
And
over
so what
my
they do
words.
is they just have you do 10 takes. They have you do 10 takes, one after the other, and they're like, once you finally get the one, they're like, that's the best one. That's what we're gonna look at.
Well, they
listen
also
to.
can't use that person's image or likeness without their permission.
That's true. So, but the thing is, they can have them sign that form saying we're going to use your
Before,
we're going to use your interviews.
before they do that or after.
I
don't
had-
think you can do it before and then film it, like film an interview or a show or something, and then the person disagrees with that. I don't think you can still use it.
I don't know about that.
Or
I
you'd have a
can't-
lawsuit
I can't
on your
say
hands.
yes or no, but I do know that every person that they had that was arguing against the information they were giving was edited to look or sounded like a bumbling idiot,
I
which
don't think
doesn't
it
make
was-
sense. These people are paid good amounts of money
Yeah.
to make their position sound good.
Yeah.
And so the fact that the documentary made them look like they were morons is like, no.
No, here's what I
true. But
think.
everyone that argued for them sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and
I told you
perfect.
what I think. Here's what I think. I don't think they were made to sound like morons. I think they actually got morons. When they could have actually got more educated, more like well-spoken people, they
Mm-hmm.
went out and got the morons, had them sign the stuff, had them do whatever, and it's like, all right, have a nice day. That guy's an idiot because we got the idiot.
Yeah.
We shot it just like everybody else, but we got an idiot for that, and we got the well-educated people for our shit.
Yeah.
When they could have got the well-educated people for the other shit.
Yeah. So, which is
That's what I think.
okay. I agree with that. That's what
I don't
kind
think
of,
they got like the best well-educated people for the other argument
I
and then
think they-
edited them to look like morons. I think they got the morons.
I definitely think they did everything in their power to make sure that their people looked good, and that
Yeah.
that person did look like an idiot.
Yeah.
If he wasn't already an idiot.
Well, and that's what you want to do. You want to all the weights on your side. You're making the documentary. So if I'm making a documentary about how bad SeaWorld is, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to paint them in a pretty light. I'm going to paint them in the most dark, evil light that I possibly
But
can.
the thing is like for people that really want to be like educated down, like when they go down, because what you're trying to do is you're not just trying to change the surface value of a person's thought process. It's something like that. You're trying to change how they view the world. You're trying to change how they think. And so the best way to do that is to give educated statements from both sides. And eventually that reaches down to the person in like deep down. And that person's like, you know, that person had really good points and that person had really good points, but something about that just did not feel right.
Gotcha.
That changes somebody fundamentally more than just like, these people sounded amazing and these people sounded like idiots.
Right. It's like if you were going to make a documentary against religion and you went out and got the frickin'
The crazy redneck from somewhere in the South. It's just like, this guy fucking Jesus is gonna bring you down and burn the gays.
Or you got
and
like
fuck
the
everyone. No.
You got like the hotline on the news fucking preacher who's like, call the number now below your screen.
Call your number now with a donation of $15
for your personal prayer package.
So I will send you the Speaking in Tongues Rosetta Stone program that we alone have been gifted by the Lord Jesus Christ.
See, that's what I thought they did. I don't think they went and got the Pope and edited him to edit him to look like an idiot. I think they got the freaking personal prayer package for $49.99. Call in the next 10 minutes.
That's what I want. I want the most.
Well, go find it.
I want the most intelligent person that can argue against how religion is bad. And I want the most intelligent person that can argue that religion is good. And I want them to just talk.
Like Bill Nye and that other guy.
Me. I want them to talk to me because that's the information I need, because that's when you can make an actual educated guess.
Yeah.
Not loading one side. And that's the problem.
You got to load one side in the documentary.
Well, that's what they did.
You want it to impact.
Huh?
You want it to have...
But if you actually want change...
Hey, man, I don't know. It is what it is. So I watched
No, that's not. Because that's the kind of behavior that makes it get away with that kind of shit. It
didn't change anything for me.
It was a good documentary. I agreed with some of the things. I learned stuff that I never knew before.
Absolutely. And that's...
Like, I was pissed about the Fred Hampton thing. I'm like, that is bullshit. Because they were describing him as like this like really influential guy that was able to pull together groups of not just black people, but like other minorities and whites all together.
Yeah.
And he was doing amazing. There was things going on, and then he got fucking whacked. And I was like, that is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
That was somebody who scared people in power, and they fucking took his ass out right the fuck away.
For sure.
So, because you know what that was? That wasn't the older generation talking to the older generation, the younger generation. That was the next generation that was showing the people that were in power then that it was going to change. And they're like, we got to fucking remove this fucker. And they did. They shot him in his fucking bed. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I watched this movie called, I think it's up for Best Picture. It's called Manchester by the Sea.
I've heard about it.
It was really good. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
What is it?
So before I went into it, I saw how long it was, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? I was kind of in the mood to watch like a real movie. Yeah, a real deep movie, and it's a fucking real deep movie.
Well, give us a summary. No spoilers though.
It's hard to do without spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
It's
if
this
you
guy.
were to tell me the story, what the story was about, without telling me what happens.
Okay. It's this guy. It's this guy who played by Casey Affleck. You know who that is?
His younger brother.
Yeah, Casey Affleck. Who he's a janitor who lives in Boston. He's like a complete fuck up. He just gets blackout drunk every night, like punches a hole in the wall. He's a little one-bedroom apartment with no windows. He can tell he's really demented and damaged. And as the movie goes on, you understand why, and you sympathize with him because he's more of like a victim of circumstance than he is like, just
making bad choices.
Yeah,
wrong place, wrong time.
He didn't. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but I don't want to spoil of how, although it's a really sad and dark, twisted kind of thing.
Good job. You did good
his
there.
brother dies, and his brother leaves his 16-year-old son as like he leaves him as a guardian of the 16-year-old son.
Wow.
Right.
Irresponsible brother.
Well, no.
Don't know the whole
Casey
story. Keep
Affleck,
going,
Casey Affleck kind of helped raise this kid, right? And then the last couple of years, he was kind of just absent because of stuff that happened. But it goes flashes back to like him and the kid on fishing trips, like catching fish, kind of father son kind of thing, uncle and nephew kind of thing, So he's it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the lady that I'm seeing this picture of?
I don't know what her name is.
Is she's like
weird.
a big part of the story?
That's his ex-wife, kind of. Yeah.
Is she is she a key part of the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's her deal?
She's his ex-wife, and they got divorced after the tragedy happened that made him so damaged.
Okay. Damn.
Because, after something like that happens, it's hard for parents to remain together.
I get what you're saying.
Hint, hints.
Hinty.
It's It's good. I think it's up for Best Picture. I don't know if the Best Picture nominees are out. I think they are because I think
are
Hacksaw
out.
Ridge is up there too, which I watched.
Hella High Waters in it.
Is it? Okay, so I've seen I think I've
Is
seen.
Captain Fantastic on there? I think it might have been.
No,
in
it's
there.
not. It might be in there for something. It's not in there for Best Picture. But I watched Hacksaw Ridge. You know about that?
I know about it. Yeah,
Directed by Mel
I
Gibson.
don't know about the movie, but I know about the situation.
Directed by Mel Gibson. It stars Andrew Garfield. Vince Vaughn is in it too. Plays a very serious role. He's his captain in the army. And it's a really good movie.
There's some
it's-
deep movies out.
It's like 2 hours, and the first hour is like all this kid's childhood and teenage years before he joins the army for like World War II. Then he goes and fights the Japanese, and then the last hour is like one battle, and it's just like bloodbath. Like opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, bloodbath. It's good. You just gotta push through the boring backstories in the beginning.
Yeah, I get to it.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. That's a Best Picture. Manchester by the Sea.
All right, Fences, I've seen that. Hacksaw Ridge, seen that. Hell or High Water, seen that. Hidden Figures, haven't seen that. La La Land, haven't seen that. Lion, haven't seen that. Manchester by the Sea, seen it. Moonlight, haven't seen it.
More items. Boom.
There's no, I don't think there's more nominees.
No?
Fences is great. I talked about that before. Oh, Arrival? What? Oh shit,
Interesting.
Arrival.
Do you think those Oscars are actually solid
That's
gold?
weird.
Think those things are gold?
I don't think they're probably not solid gold, but they're metal. I don't know.
What if there's some kind of like...
Fences is really good. Denzel won a SAG award recently for Best Male Actor in a Motion Picture for that shit. That was good.
What's Fences about?
Hacksaw Ridge. I discussed it before. It's about Denzel and his family living in Pittsburgh during I don't know, really old days, like the Industrial Revolution times. He's a garbage man, and it's based on a play. You can tell because like 90% of the movie happens like in his little backyard there. Characters coming in and out, and you can totally be like, oh, this is totally a play, and it is based on a play, which I would love to see. But he does an amazing job. It's good. Arrival, that's pretty crazy that that's up there because I heard that wasn't very good. It's about aliens. Hacksaw Ridge, that was good. Hell or High Water, that was very good. Hidden Figures, I don't know about that. You know, it's about 3 black women who helped. They're like math whizzes, and they helped with the moon landing. They worked at NASA,
Nice.
so it's the story of them. La La Land, that's a musical with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Started it. It's very much a musical, like more singing than talking. So if you're into musicals, I'm sure that's great. But
I'm down for it. I like musicals.
really,
Yeah.
Lion, I've heard about that. I haven't
This
watched
actor,
it.
I like him. What's his name?
Emil Sherman, is that it? Maybe.
I don't... he's been around a lot more, and I enjoy him in the parts that he plays.
Really?
Yeah. I really do.
Manchester by the Sea, that was good.
I have to check that
That was
out. That
good
one looks
shit.
really interesting.
Moonlight?
Wow. Well, we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens.
February 26th, where actors come together and give themselves awards on how well they're doing. And everyone fucking watches it.
I can't watch it. It's too slow for me.
Oh, gosh.
Well, it is snowing like crazy.
It's fucking
I have to go to a
blizzarding.
bachelor party tomorrow. Ugh.
Have fun, man.
It's gonna be a hungover Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which last year I was deathly ill 2 days before the 2 days before the Super Bowl. Like puking my guts out, haven't eaten, like lying on the couch with like a bucket watching the Super Bowl. Now it's gonna be the same way, but it's just gonna be a hangover.
God damn it. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Take an ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Something, man.
Don't drive.
We'll get ready for it. Everyone, be careful out there. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.
Just
Episode
fucking-
46 of the
don't-
Point Podcast. Mike and Brad. Find us on Facebook,
Yeah.
iTunes.
Yeah. Don't think that it's the end of the world because of what the media says.
I don't.
Don't. It's not the end of the world. People are always saying it's the end of the world. It's going to be fine. Whatever happens, if we get taken over by another country and we have to become citizens of China or something, that's okay. It's going to be fine.
If you survive.
You'll still have You'll still have internet. You'll still have your loved ones. They'll give us like a ghetto like buildings to live in, concrete floors, concrete walls. That's fine. No vacuuming kind of thing. There'll be one light bulb in the middle. You know, your eyes won't get hurt too much. It'll be okay.
You'll be all right.
If you're living in the projects in China, it'll be fine. We can still watch movies about how the U.S. was once.
Once a long time.
Yeah.
In our bunkers.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.